Hey guys, sorry it took a while to come out with a new video. I had a bunch of little gnomes come into my place, little goblins, and they're visible and they're just trying to steal my stuff when I'm not looking.
DeadHatz.
Hey guys, DeadHatz is back. That's me. Today we have a bit of an interesting topic, and for this it's going to be this weird little subgenre on YouTube that I found, and it's going to be like little people sighting videos, like little gnomes or goblins or homunculus or I don't know, whatever people are coming up with these days. I'm going to call them gnomes or goblins because little people I know now is, I believe, a term for people with dwarfism, and they are not gnomes. So I'm going to be strictly saying gnome and goblin. But yeah, these are just like little people sightings, and they just run around, cause mischief. People get footage of them, and they just vanish sometimes. We'll talk about it when we get into it. Some pretty interesting stuff. And I just want to let you know, one thing these videos do have in common, other than the quality of the camera is being absolutely horrible, is that all these little gnomes, they just love running out of sight as soon as they're caught on camera. So don't expect anything crazy. Usually like they're spotted and they run away and boom, they're gone. But first, let's just get into the first video. Also want to mention the videos might get loud because a lot of times when people see them, they just scream because I guess they're scared of a little guy.
Pues no hay pedo. Oye, loco, ¿qué es lo que se ve ahí atrás del palo, güey? ¡Eso, güey!
But the point of this video is not really to, you know, dive super deep into gnome and like gnome history. It's just kind of talking about the little subgenre on YouTube that I found, which is full of a bit of interesting tidbits. But let's get into it. So right now, I already found a couple of these videos. I pulled it up right here, and I'm just going to check the first one off. So this one's going to be real life goblin caught on tape in Mexico. Okay, so
Ya, güey.
the camera quality is already really bad, dude. This looks like it was shot in a washing machine, bro. Okay, we got, you know, kids playing. Oh, we got the gnome. Oh my god, is it going to replay it? Yeah, it is. Bro, what the... This one's a little convincing. It's just the dude was standing there before he started moving. Like, how did they not notice this little guy standing there? Did they think he was made of stone? It plays the video in reverse, which is kind of weird. Oh no, that's not reverse. Look, there he is. He was standing there the whole time. So in this video, we clearly have irrefutable proof that these goblins exist, you know? The way these people react, it's pretty genuine. I don't know. That one, it's a little weird, but what a lot of these videos do is to make it seem more believable, they shoot it on like a potato for a camera, and they're shaking it around. So that one could be a hoax, but, well, I'm saying it's most likely a hoax, but I mean, you can't prove or disprove it if you can't barely tell what's going on. I don't care if you zoomed in. You'd be zooming in on like 6 pixels. Now, for this next video, it's going to be called A Tiny Creature Was Caught on Camera. So let's check it out. I've actually saw this one a couple years ago, but I haven't seen it in a while. So let's just check it out. Okay, so first it starts with Benjamin. He's 2 years old. He's playing around. Alright, you got a little kid. What? There's just like the running animation of like a video game character across the screen. And then interference, like the interference is a huge red flag. This is the only video that I've seen where the gnomes can somehow distort the camera. That does look really weird. The shadow tracks really well. Why did they put like ultra like reverse colors? Like I couldn't see it. I saw it perfectly fine. Yeah, Argentina 2011. I don't know why the gnome was interfering with the camera. I've never seen that before. I didn't know. Like, okay, let me just say, a lot of these videos, these little gnomes and goblins, you know, they have like little abilities and powers. I'm gonna go more into it. Actually, you know what? I could talk about it right now. So one thing a lot of these videos have in common is these little gnomes seem to have the ability to vanish in thin air. Like, you'll spot them, you'll follow them, and next thing you know, you turn the corner and it's gone. And, you know, pixies, fairies, you know, gnomes, leprechauns, I can believe that they can do that. But then the ones titled goblin videos and they're disappearing, you're telling me a goblin can disappear? I don't know. I think if it vanishes as soon as you turn a corner, that's just like a sign that it was fake. Unless there's some like magical vanishing disappearing spell that all these little creatures just share with each other. It's a little silly, I think. So I think that video is very fake. They did a really good job, I think, on tracking the camera, but it doesn't make the figure still look really out of place in the background, which kind of just throws it off, I think. So yeah, I don't think that one was real at all. But now let's go to one that I think is probably my favorite out of the videos, and this one's going to be Creepy Gnome Video. So this one's posted by a channel called Scary Videos, but I can tell you right now the video is not that scary. Alright, so we got these dudes crying right here against the wall. We got people walking by. They're speaking Spanish or something? What the? Okay, so these guys are sprinting. And coming out of the shadows is this little gnome dude. And he's just doing a little dance, dude. You can't even tell what it is. It could be like a... And the guy recording freaks out. It's so funny. And then look at that. He shows the footage. The gnome literally just spawns in on camera. Okay, wait. Look at that. The dude just spawned out of the ground and then runs into the bush. God, I love this one so much, dude. I honestly think that one was the most convincing for me. Basically because this gnome is like pretty... I want this one to be the realest one because this gnome was legitimately fearless. From what we've seen, all the gnomes literally dart out of camera view. Like that gnome who was standing against the wall was fine, but I guess once he saw the camera, he darted out of there. It was a little weird, but this one, this dude literally walks out from the shadows, scares the shit out of everyone around him, and just starts doing a little jig, you know, a little dance. And it's just, it's so silly to me. I don't know. This one, I love this one. I want this one to be real the most. And then the fact that he not only does like the reverse, like he's an absolute freaking gnome, like mad lad. Like this dude not only doesn't run away as soon as he sees someone recording him, he doesn't care if people know about his race, dude. He starts doing a dance, and then he materializes in like this part of the video. The dude literally like spawns in just to run into the bush. Like oh my god, I love this one. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it would probably be the most convincing footage if it wasn't shot in like a Nintendo 3DS camera. But now that we've seen the videos, let's think of my thoughts on it. Honestly, I don't find these videos very convincing at all. But at the same time, you know, I haven't seen a gnome in person, so I don't really have anything to compare it to. I don't know what a gnome's supposed to look like because I haven't seen him in person, unlike some of these commenters claiming to be. So when I said subgenre, I really meant more of like a subculture. That's because a lot of these videos have people commenting on it, claim that they've seen a gnome or seen these little people and like, oh my god, dude, like it's undeniable proof, like stuff like that. And I'm gonna point but the particularly funny ones out, but I'm not gonna, I just want to make this clear, I'm not making fun of these people. You know, if you believe in, you know, goblins and gnomes, then yeah, that's fine, you can do that. I mean, me personally, I believe in like ghosts and like, you know, paranormal shit, so who am I to like judge you for believing in gnomes, you know what I mean? I am gonna say, if we got a video of like some CGI gnome that's fake as hell running around the screen and we have a comment saying like this is irrefutable proof, I think it's okay if I have a little bit of a laugh at your expense. Just make it clear, I'm not bullying these guys, I just think these comments are particularly funny, and let's get to that. So first we have this guy who said, "Don't be so scared. Learn to accept them. They are living creatures like us trying to survive in a crazy world." Which is pretty funny because this guy is taking it very seriously in the comments of like this gnome compilation that I found on YouTube. And what makes it funnier, like, you know, the cherry on top of the little ice cream or whatever, is this guy who replied, who is even more serious about it, who's saying, "Be careful. They should be both respected and treated with caution. They are capable of far more than we know." Which is pretty funny because this guy is claiming that they're like dangerous creatures and we should be careful. But I mean, like, if gnomes are so dangerous, then how come humans are the one running or things around here Why do they have to run from us? I think they're probably more scared of us. I don't really think we have much to fear if we run into a gnome. As more icing on the cake, the fact that these two very serious comments came from a compilation that ended in a jump scare, which I think would remove a lot of credibility from anything. You don't even make it seem like you're posting it for like gnome-pilled people. You're just trying to scare them, which is honestly really funny to me. And then the final comment I have from this guy is completely gnome-pilled. He says, "Wow, that was fascinating. I just read of a large group of tools found in some peat or under some peat. Anyways, these tools are about half an inch in size and some are 1/4 of an inch. There are scrapers and drills and knives with crescent-shaped blades which are very sharp. No tools like arrowheads or any tools for eating meat." Also, this was a story of a tunnel system found which was 18 inches high and 25 inches wide and stone lined. So also were incest burners found in the tunnels. I think at some rooms, some of these people are real after all, and we see one of them here. So this comment is very weird. He claims to have read about a guy who had like found tools in his yard. But I don't know, just the fact that he read about it, I feel like if someone found little tools in the yard, it'd be all over the place. You could probably get like a Discovery mini doc if you were a bit more out and about it. But I guess they kind of kept it in their community, little gnome community, about the tools they found. But I mean, I don't know, if I found some shit like that in my backyard, I'd be telling everyone, dude. So I'm kind of surprised I haven't heard that one before. Enough about the little silly comments. Let's actually talk about some gnomish lore. So one thing I've always kept in mind when discussing these gnomes, and I'm kind of poking fun at it a little bit here, but let's just talk a little bit about the actual possibility of gnomes being real. First thing I want to say that a lot of cultures all over the world, even ones that despite not having any contact with one another, have some kind of recording of these gnome people. They call it different names. Just the fact that all these different cultures that never even spoken to each other, just all of them were able to see these little dudes, these little creatures in their societies is something that I always found kind of fascinating, because I mean that does kind of lead up to maybe it being true, like over entire history, like people are just leaving records of this stuff. It hasn't stopped to this day. People are still uploading kind of like gnome tales. I mean, this is just a modern day variant of it per se. Back then, people would write this stuff down and tell scribes about their accounts with these gnome people. This is just the equivalent of it to this day, except now people can just post it online. I think what really damages them is kind of the hoax spreaders. People are making fake shit that kind of blends in with the possibly real stuff, which adds a lot of like discredibility to their arguments. Yeah, onto that kind of culture thing. While kind of researching, I found out Hawaii, which is literally islands off the country, in their mythology and lore, they have this race of little people called Menehune. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Who are these little guys who are known to, use little tools and live off in parts of the island in the forests or in the mountains. And the fact that, like, I don't know, just these islanders who are so removed from other cultures had also had this idea where these little people do exist is just, something that's kind of interesting. Maybe gnomes do exist. And I mean, if they're easy to spot, then we would know 100%. So obviously they're trying to hide from us and they're invisible. That's why it's still kind of up in the air. Because I mean, if they did exist and it's clear they don't want you to see them, that's why it's still kind of up in the air. You know what I mean? I think that makes sense. But yeah, so I'm, maybe if I read more into it, I'll be gnome-pilled, kind of look into it a little bit. Just, I think this also kind of is similar to the merfolk. A lot of cultures have merfolk, on cave paintings, all the way back to cave paintings. These people have had the idea of these mermaid people who are half like aquatic or half human. So that's just another example of something that's all over the world. Even though these countries never had contact, it's something people see. So, it kind of makes it still up in the air. Because if something can't be proved, but it can't be disproved, how do you really know it exists? Just some stuff to kind of think about and put into your head. But yeah, that's about it for the gnome videos. I want to thank you guys for watching, and please check out my other videos if you check them out. And DeadHatz out. Where'd all my shit go?